Hey y'all, it's Mama TPG with One Love, One Light Tarot. This is the first in a daily series, your daily blind spot. So these cards, I've been studying them, the blind spot oracle cards by Teal Swan, and they are freaking amazing. Now, I don't think that everybody will resonate right away with this reading, but there's lessons to be learned in these that um, I just can't imagine not sharing with you guys. So I'm going to pull one of these cards and we'll explore that. The subject of the card itself, I feel like is just, if it doesn't apply to your current situation, it's really still going to teach you something. And then the reading itself will just see what comes out as far as how this applies to you or doesn't. It may not resonate with you. All right, so I'm going to try to do these every day. That's the plan, Stan. So let's see how it goes. Spirit, what is the blind spot for the collective today? What is the blind spot? Okay, here is the image, number 76. So what I'm picking up on is like that it's very symmetrical until it gets up here. So I feel like usually if something up on the top is not symmetrical, it's like it's not necessarily equating with what's either going on inside or what's going on here is all symmetrical or in line, but what's going on upstairs in the head or what have you. So let's see what this card is about. And it's number 76, Deflection. Okay. Let me find it. And the descriptions are kind of long, so I may just skip, just kind of read the highlights. So it says, and they call these sigils. If you have drawn this sigil, you are currently using deflection as a tool to avoid self-awareness in a situation where you really do need to recognize something within yourself. Okay, so I kind of picked that up, right? It's like everything within yourself seems all aligned, but you're not realizing. To deflect something is to cause that thing to change direction by interposing something. This turns it off its straight course and into another direction, even back in the original direction it came from. Deflection is when something someone communicates to another causes that person to feel triggered. As a result, instead of taking in the perceived criticism, they either ignore, deny, or turn away from it. Or worse, they turn it back towards the person who communicated it in the first place. This is done to avoid painful memories, emotions, and thoughts, but it also prevents the person deflecting the comment from being self-aware. Let's see here. If you have drawn this sigil, let it help you to reflect. The opposite of deflection is reflection. Hopefully you can reflect and accept the perspective that you are not the good guy in the situation. But if you can't, for the sake of other people around you, you can go through the back door of this pattern by feeding your positive self-concept and accepting your negative aspects. Just decide that the person who is the best person is the one who really owns their badness. When you feel the tension of defense in any given situation, use the power of your own ego's desire to see you as a good person, and a good person owns their flaws, to look for what you did wrong or what you did to hurt the other person. Okay, so you see, these get deep real quick. And like I said, at the very least, even if you don't see this as a blind spot for you, there is lessons to be learned here about, you know, how we can feel all aligned, and you're not going to know what you don't know, right? There's certain things that in the book was really talking about, you know, you know what you know, and you know what you don't know, but do you know what you don't know? So the blind spot is, you know, recognizing that you know how to play the piano and you don't know how to speak Chinese. So you do know what you don't know. What is it that you don't realize you don't know? Okay. So let's see if we can get a reading that supports how we're doing this in our lives or a situation. So this is the part that may not resonate with everybody. And like I said, you may not feel that you deflect. And I think these are all natural blind spots that we all can go through. So this is not about judging anybody. All right, so Spirit, what is the situation that's being where there's deflection happening? King of Swords. Oh, let's see if I can get this. I might have to move all this down here to really be able to see it on camera. So I don't have the proper... What else? Ace of Cups. The Fool. And Queen of Swords. So I see this pair, this couple here, and it doesn't have to be, it could be an air sign, could be you're dealing with an air sign, or you are an air sign, or you're both air signs. It doesn't have to be though. So I feel like what's coming between you is there is offer of love, but there's a need here. It doesn't matter male or female. There's a need here for like a new beginning. These are both new beginnings, right? And it's about the perception of how you perceive those new beginnings. Is it about, you know, a new adventure, taking a leap of faith, or is it about, you know, fortifying each other's cups and allowing, you know, that connection to build your love, the connection, allowing the connection to really come together to make both of your cups overflow. So let's get some clarification here. And you would think King of Swords and Queen of Swords would not deflect because they're all about truth and focus and justice and clear thoughts. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't be blinded to certain things, right? Not consciously aware of something that they're doing. Why is the Ace of Cups here? So really, when I look at this, I see this as you in your current position. This is the challenge, this is the advice from Spirit, and this is the outcome. But because this made a natural pair, I feel like this is the good and the bad between you. So it's good and, you know, it can be looked at as, you know, the bad in a sense, if you have to accept both. So why is the Ace of Cups here? And we have Awakening, or the Hanged Man. Change the way you're looking at the situation, embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in action. So with the Hangman clarifying the Ace of Cups, I feel like, this is about looking at it differently, looking at it as, is this viable for the long term, or is this just, fleeting? So why is the Fool here? And we have the Ego. Okay, so this is the Devil card. So what I feel like is, this deflection is about not really understanding the role that your ego is playing in this connection. And this could be a negative or positive thing, right? I feel like your ego is, it's not all evil. But it says the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. Now, obviously, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, emotion may be a challenge for you. And so I feel like what Spirit is saying is this deflection may be happening between you two because of that fear of actually getting emotional. Spirit is saying, take that leap of faith. This is brand new territory for you. This is a new timeline. This is how you're going to evolve. When I see the phases of the moon, I feel like this is about, those intentions to change, to ascend. Okay, so let's just, for funsies, see why. Why is the King of Swords here? And we have the Eight of Autumn, which is the Eight of Pentacles. Do more research, education, excellent craftsmanship, and long-term projects. And why is the Queen of Swords here? And we have the Page of Wands. It's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. So we're both of them are talking about learning something new, and this is the advice from Spirit, learning something new that takes you out of your comfort zone. Deflection can be about keeping things the way they are, right? Like, anything that stirs in emotions that you're not used to dealing with, you can push back to whoever it is that's, that's the initiator, right? That communicates something. These are both masters of communication. However, they may not be aware that they are deflecting because of their own ego, because of something that they aren't seeing about themselves. Okay. That is quite the message. So let's just get an oracle to close this out for the day. So it's about looking at being truthful in your responses, and not trying, if someone is communicating something with you, not trying to just push it back on them. Be truthful. Because if it's a question or if it's a statement that is meant to give a reaction, people do that. It's a test. It's it's a test of, it's how we naturally are. Let me ask this question so I can get a feel of what's going on inside somebody, right? What is the Spirit message for today, for the collective? And we have breathe. The breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It's the connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and the divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. Let's get one more. What's the spirit message for the collective here? Give back. Today is the day to cast aside normal routines and make your main purpose to serve. It is about giving back without any thoughts or expectation of getting anything in return. Reach out and touch other people's spirits, as it's highly likely that someone really needs it today. Beautiful. All right, well, I hope this helped you about your day, and let me know in the comments how this applies to your situation in particular. And I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Remember that the universe has your back, and so do I. Take care.